Stop it for a second, because I was scared as to death.
One of the most important things to know about guitar music used by Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Albert King, B.B. King, to name a few, is the 12-bar blues. Now, it's not only in blues actually, it's being used also in pop. You think about artists like Elvis Presley, that sound. Is an important part not just of blues but of music and guitar. So I'd like to go over the 12-bar blues and demystify it. It's actually way easier if you know what you're doing. Check out this little clip by Jimi Hendrix. He's just saying how scared he is when he's just playing this blues. Check it out.
No, I'd rather do it again. Hey, can we just have one kind of hurry? Don't waste all the film there. Stop it for a second, because I was scared as to death. So then, can I just do it one more time?
Please smash, click, blues, leak the like button. What? And I also would love to know who is your favorite guitar player, a blues guitar player that is currently alive. If you want to be free and more expressive playing solos and ideas and creating, you want to do a few things, a few simple steps. The first one is understanding what is the 12-bar blues. So 12-bar meaning it has 12 bars, and I like to think about it in 4-bar phrases. So the blues has actually 3 sentences, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So the first line, the first 4 bars goes like this: A7 to D7 and back to A7 for 2 bars. Simple, very effective. The next 4 bars starts on the 4, 2 bars, and then back to A7, the 1. And then the last sentence is sort of like a conclusion or kind of like because. And I'll explain exactly why. And this sentence is what we call the turnaround. And here we have this 5 to the 4, and then something like, which is basically 1 for a bar, and then E7, the 5 for a bar. So the last sentence again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then 5. Now, traditionally, the blues oftentimes had a melody that was being repeated in the first 4 bars and the second 4 bars. I'll try to grab something simple. So if I take this, I'll try to hum it. So for example, and then what would happen oftentimes, the same melody would be repeated, but the chords underneath it would change. So now I'm playing the second phrase of the blues starting from 4, the same melody. So right, so again, just listen to the first 8 bars of the blues. So the same line. It could be any melody, but I just kind of randomly chose this. So 3, 4. And oftentimes after that point, the last sentence would have some kind of conclusion because, you know, so I'll play a different melody there to change that sentence, to break that repetition. So now if I pick up random words that I'm coming up on the spot, so it's really nothing. So I was sad and lonely before I met my boofy boo. I was sad and lonely before I met my boofy boo. Before I met my boofy boo. Right, I'm not a singer, sorry, I'm just trying to sing this melody. The point of this is to show you that I can repeat a simple idea, a simple line on the first 4 bars, repeat it on the second 4 bars, and it feels different because of the harmony. It feels different because I'm playing all of a sudden the D7 behind that same melody, and it feels really, really great. If you like guitar and music just as much as I do, I'm opening the 26-week guitar transformation for a few days. So check this link. I think you're really gonna enjoy this. I hope to see you there. And then on the last sentence, I'm playing this E7 and this different phrase to the D7 and then back home. So it's very helpful for us to not only understand, but now move things into the feel and heart section of the playing. What I mean by that is actually feeling the chord changes. So I'm going to play this one more time and I'm going to just kind of hum the bass motion. I'll hum it and I'll also kind of say out loud a little bit of the harmonic information. What I want you guys to do is to listen to it and try to kind of feel the chords. Actually, open your heart and listen to the chords and the sound, and try to intellectually say like, oh, okay, this is the 1 and this is how it feels, and this is the 4 and this is how it feels, and try to tag that information. The faster and the more attention we pay to the tagging in that process, the easier it is to hear it in the wild, and the easier it is for us to hear harmonic progression, which is of course a very helpful thing when you're working on music and playing music for people, with people, and creating. All right, so now I'm gonna play it and I'm kind of humming the bass. If you can hum the bass with me, great. If not, just listen and pay attention. So D7 back to A7, 2 bar, the first line of the blues, then D7, another bar of D7, back to A7, the 1. This is the end of the second line. Now me, E, D, the 7, 1, and then again an E7, one more time. 1, this is the A7, D, this is the 4, back to A, 2 bars, this is the end of the first line, 2, 4, this is the second line, back to A, this is the 1, and now going to the conclusion line, me, the 5 to the 4, back to 1, and 5, leading us back home to the 1. Now, when you're playing this structure of the blues, a really useful shape to know and to understand is the shell chords. This is a shape that I love because it's very simple but very satisfying. All I'm doing when I'm playing the shell chords is this. I'm playing the 1, the 7, and the 3. And the reason that the shell chord is so effective is the most important notes of the chord is the 1 and 3 that tell us if it's major or minor. In this case it is major, it's A major, and also the 7 if it's major 7 or dominant 7, and dominant 7 has a little bit more tension. So in this case it's major and it's a dominant 7. So it's simple to use and simple to understand, but it's really effective. So if you've never worked on your shell chord, it's a really good skill to have, and it's pretty quick in general. So here we go. So A7, this is the shape, 5, 5, and 6, and then I'm going to D7, 5, 4, and 5 here. So this is the same idea. It's also a shell chord. It's the 1, 3, and 7. Again, shell chords are oftentimes basically the 1, 3, and 7. We kind of drop the 5. So the first 4 bars with shell chords, A7 to the D7, and then back to A7. Now notice that I'm playing things in time right now. Even if I'm doing it a little bit loosely, I'm playing quarter notes with my thumb here and trying to be pretty consistent, right? Of course, when I'm practicing it, I oftentimes also use the metronome or drums or kind of like a groove to make sure I'm really locking in. For now, I just kind of want to play and articulate the time. So when you are practicing these ideas, even if it's just 4 bars, try to kind of get into this vibe, right? I can hang on one chord with a shell chord and kind of just feel the time. Okay, so now again, let's do the whole form, the whole structure with shell chords, and I'll name the chords again. And I really want you to try and feel the harmony. And if you can, sing the bass one more time with me. La, re, la, A7, going to the 4, re, back to 1. Now the 5, mi, re, la, A to E. All right. right, so this is an important step of understanding and being able to play the blues. The next step for us is making this sound a little bit more lush. So I'm going to take this A7 and add the note F sharp. So beautiful. This is the 13. So this chord is actually called A7 13. And from here, the next bar, I'm going to take the D7 shape that we did and add the 9. So we get this sound. Now, even if you know this shape, I really want you to connect to the sound of the 9, because it would be great for you, for all of us, to recognize the sound of the 13, maybe flat 13, maybe 9, maybe flat 9. So the idea of absorbing the sound and paying attention is very important. So nothing is too easy until we really hear it and feel it. So A7 13 going to D7 9, then back 2 bars to A7 13. Let's hear the first 4 bars with extensions in time. So 1 2 3 4, and then D7 9, back to A7 13, and then D7 9, 2 bars. The second line, very lush, and then A7 13, and then E7 9, D7 9, A7 13, and at the end there I played E7 sharp 9. So not E7 9, but E7 sharp 9. Now all these things, all these extensions are easier once you understand them. So let's just look for a second at this E7. So when I'm saying the 9, I'm basically talking about the second note, the 2. The 9 and the 2 are the same thing with an octave displacement. So the 9 is the F sharp, and indeed I'm playing this F sharp on top, and we call it the 2 or the 9 in this case. And then if I want to stretch this note and take it a half step up, this is what we call the sharp 9. This has a very bitey sound. You probably know it from Jimi Hendrix or different artists that use that. We all know the Jimi Hendrix version of that song Foxy Lady, where he uses this sharp 9. So beautiful and so strong. And that is the idea for us, to really pay attention to the colors and make sure we connect to them emotionally. So it's not just about knowing, it's not just about playing shapes, but it's also understanding and feeling the sound so you can make them your own. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening and watching and being a part of this community. I'll see you very soon. Peace out.